to this Will from Will Development. It's my 302nd weekly update. I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am wearing my summer coat. I was working outside on Saturday last week, I think, or Sunday, and it was just too hot. It was too much. There was a gentle breeze going, and I couldn't feel anything, and the heat trapped under my neck was just too much. So, summer coat for a little bit. I'm just gonna let it grow back in, I guess. It's all good. But I know there's probably a few people that have never seen me actually clean shaven, so here it is. Well, kind of clean. I have like shadow going now, I guess. But dive right into the fun stuff. This week went a little better in terms of personal life stuff. Let's see. Ooh, this thing's like super uneven. Hang on, let me see if I can. Yeah, it's a little better. Finally got the truck in my name. Bunch of running around tag office and all that stuff, but you know, stuff happens. It is what it is. It's done now, so we just be thankful that it's over and it's good. Did a whole bunch of work to it. Just normal maintenance stuff that I like to get on my schedule, since I don't know when the last time X, Y, and Z were done. Things like transmission fluid, diff fluid, oil change. Let's see what else. Bearings, rotors, brakes. You know, anytime you buy a used car, expect to drop another $200 to $300 into it, because it's always a good idea to get it on to your maintenance schedule, because you don't know when, unless you get somebody like me who keeps really good records of all the maintenance they do to it, you don't know when the last time they did an oil change, you don't know when the last time you changed a diff fluid, transmission fluid, oil, I may have said oil already, spark plugs, fuel filters, air filters, batteries. You don't know when they did those kind of things, so it's always a good idea to be prepared to do some of those things. And usually when you buy a used truck especially, you might as well just expect to have to replace the bearings on it, because they're usually, people don't do them, so they're, you know, when you're driving you'll hear a big whining noise or a big when you're driving, which was the case with this truck, and I just replaced the bearings and rotors all the way around, diff fluid, transmission fluid, oil change. I still have to do spark plugs, wires, and I'm going to do the, they don't have distributors anymore, what do they call those things? Coil pack, and probably do a little more of the steering fluid. I do the brakes, brake fluid, flush, and coolant is the only things I have left to do. Coolant, it's like 4 things. It's pretty, none of it's too complicated anymore. Probably an air filter too. So yeah, and then she'll be right as rain, ready to go. She's driving a lot better already, just doing that, and a tire rotation, doing a lot better. But enough about that. This is not a car channel. This is I guess a vlog channel for now. I guess it's always kind of been that. Regardless, Monday, squats, deadlifts. Squats went pretty damn good. No, actually, Monday was terrible for squats. I think I went up to like singles at 185. Beltless, but, you know, great form, no pain. I just didn't feel strong at all on squats, so I said, you know, save it, I'll just do it for deadlifts. Did a little accessory work, some unilateral stuff, and then did deadlifts. Worked up to 400 actually, and it moved pretty okay, so felt good there. Tuesday was actually a really good press day. Did like 5 sets of 3 at 165 or 165 for strict press, and it felt really good. And then missed 195 like twice or once, and then finally got it. That was twice I missed it. Big part of it was just where my feet were. My feet placement wasn't right on most of those reps, so it's one of those things I'm definitely working on. Wednesday, worked on the truck most of the day, which in the Florida heat is just whoa. Thursday, which was yesterday, also worked on the truck. Go figure, once I got everything done, the battery was shot, so I had to get a new battery too. Yay. But went in, and I felt okay. Maybe a touch of sun poisoning from the heat out there, and just a touch dehydrated, but squats went pretty good. Ended up doing like 6 singles at 225 beltless with really good ass to grass form and no pain. Felt good. Deadlifts felt a little slow. 315 was pretty quick when I pulled it for like a double. And then I was like, I'm just going to do singles because I felt really beat up and tired. So I figured I'd just hit some decent numbers and just go from there. And so I ended up pulling my 395, like, which is the base I try to hit every time. And then today, worked on the truck, did the rotors today and brakes and stuff. And it took me about 2 hours to do all of them, all 4. Some of those rotors were just, especially the rear ones, they just, man, one of those did not want to come off. But working on that heat, it's tough. It drains you. Definitely got a bit of a touch of sun poisoning while I was out there. And felt really lethargic most of the day. Didn't sleep very well last night either. So I went in and I was like, all right, let's just see what I've got. Still managed to do like 135 for like 7 strict. And it didn't feel awful. And then I jumped up to 155 and I couldn't even do 1 strict. And I was like, all right, push press it is, and then just do some pull-ups and call it a day. It's just one of those days. Had to try the 195 like 3 times before I finally got it, maybe even 4. And, but like, finally got it and I got it. So it's, it was rough. That led, when I finally did get it, I got it here and it just got stuck. And I just it was about that slow. Locking it out. It was a rough rep. It was probably one of the roughest reps I've ever had. While still getting it on overhead. So, I was still happy I got that done, and then I just did some pull-ups. Grip felt really weak today. My hands feel tired from just the mechanics work and everything. Probably going to take a week off of it. Since everything that needs to be done, left to be done, another week's not going to kill me. As long as I don't have to drive anywhere very far. And, so that's where we're at. I don't have much else to say about this week. It's good to be consistent. It's good to be training still. It's good to still be hitting the numbers I want to hit. Squats coming back, pain-free. Hip and back are feeling a lot better. And a big part of that was increasing my ankle flexibility, honestly. Before every squat session, I'll go in and I'll take the bar and I'll just squat as low as I can. I brought my feet in. Basically, I used to be maybe 16 inches apart, give or take, and now I'm probably about 14 to 12 inches apart now, a lot more narrow. 4 inches is quite a bit when you're bringing in your heels. And getting the toes just pointed slightly more forward. And that's how I'm squatting, and then I just go and hit a couple reps with just the bar, and then I'll go and I'll just stretch out my ankles for like a good minute and a half per side, and then kind of just work through them and just sort of try to exhaust the calves a little bit to really just let everything open up a little more, just to increase that ankle flexibility. And I think allowing my knees to travel a little further over my feet takes some of the pressure off my back and hips, and it's making squatting a lot nicer for me, a lot less painful, in fact no pain. So that's one of the things I've started doing. So, just because you're having hip and back pains doesn't mean it's the hip and back. Sometimes it's the ankles aren't flexible enough to let you move through what you need to move through to allow the movement to be pain-free. It's just something to think about. And that's all I got to talk about this week. I hope everybody has a safe and fun 4th of July. And stretch out those ankles a little bit. If you don't, then what's your excuse?